Hello, Normans. Welcome back to this week's Norman News. I'm Jonah Danesh.
And I'm Alana Morgan. Stay tuned for news on recovery in Haiti and Norman basketball.
And more on a robbery at Rite Aid. Around the school in 30 minutes, this is
the Norman News. It's important to be aware of all of the particular issues facing our society today. The fires in Australia have been occurring for a while now, consuming nearly 18 million acres of land, killing humans, destroying nature and homes, and an estimated of over 1 billion animals. Our country has taken action to help Australia by sending over 100 firefighters, which was the largest ever deployment of American firefighters abroad. But what we as a country need to know is how we can help. You can help by donating to the American Red Cross, Australia Zoo Life Hospital, and more located on USA Today's website. Anything helps. Now to Jonah with some more news.
Thanks, Alana. For most people, getting an ultrasound is a relatively easy procedure. As a technician gently presses a probe against a patient's skin, sound waves generated by the probe travel through the skin, bouncing off muscle, fat, and other soft tissues before reflecting back to the probe, which detects and translates the waves into an image of what lies beneath. Engineers have come up with an alternative that doesn't require contact with the body to see inside a patient. The new laser ultrasound technique averages an eye and a skin-safe laser system to remotely image the inside of a person. This new machine can make the ultrasound even easier and more effective. Now to Jackson with this week's sports.
Make his official NBA debut. Williamson is expected to make his debut tomorrow, January 22nd, versus the San Antonio Spurs. Williamson was the first pick in the 2019 NBA draft and dominated in high school and college. It will definitely be interesting to see how he performs in the NBA. Williamson is most known for his contest-style dunks in games. He was seen throwing down multiple windmill dunks hours before the Pelicans faced the Knicks. Many say that the league needs a Zion because he brings an element to the game that is not seen very often. Now to Holden with entertainment.
Thanks, Jackson. Justin Bieber's ex, Selena Gomez, and wife, Hailey Bieber, recently ran into each other. The two celebrities ran into each other at Craig's in West Hollywood on Saturday night. The run-in was quite awkward, considering Selena and Hailey did not interact with one another, and they apparently were just doing their own thing. Selena was reportedly having drinks with her friends and just hanging out, and Hailey had showed up with her famous friend Madison Beer. Madison eventually started receiving hate because of the awkward run-in, and Madison responded back to the hate by plainly saying how disgusting she thought these irrational comments were. Now let's send it to Kayla with this week's movie review.
This week, we are going to be talking about the new movie Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. It is discovered that evil Emperor did not die at the hands of Darth Vader, which means the rebels must race against the clock to find where he is. Finn and Poe lead the resistance to put a stop to the First Order's plans to form a new empire, while Rey anticipates her inevitable confrontation with Kylo Ren. That's it for this week. Now to Akira with World News.
Thanks, Grace. On Tuesday, January 12, 2010, a little over a decade ago, a magnitude 7.0 earthquake struck, destroying much of Port-au-Prince, the capital of Haiti. The main shock of the earthquake lasted about 30 seconds, later followed by several aftershocks. The earthquake killed between 100,000 to 200,000 people and injured 300,000. All the capital's hospitals were seriously damaged, but with the help of the Dominican Republic and Dominican Red Cross responded quickly with emergency supplies and aircrafts to Dominican hospitals. Donors from around the world pitched in and donated billions of dollars in aid and the promise of rebuilding the structures that have been destroyed. This led to the telethon Hope for Haiti on January 22nd, which broke records, raising around $58 million in one day. Even though many promises were made to fix Haiti, many donors failed to keep their promise. A 2015 NPR investigation found that the American Red Cross, which took in $500 million from U.S. donors, had only built 6 homes and not the 132,000 houses that they claimed to have built. Even after a decade, Haiti is still suffering from the devastating damages from the earthquake. Now to Jacob with national news.
I don't know what my story's about.
Thanks, Akira. A 30-year-old man in Alaska survived more than 20 days in sub-zero temperatures after his cabin in the remote area of Suida Valley burned down. Tyson Steele was recruited by an aircrew with Alaska State Troopers on Thursday. A video of authorities posted on their Facebook page shows Steele frantically waving his arms while standing next to a giant SOS sign etched into the snow. Steele told authorities that he'd been stuck out in the snow wilderness since mid-December when his cabin burned down after he mistakenly put a piece of cardboard in the wooden stove to help light it. Now to Phoebe with more news.
Thanks, Jacob. Police have arrested.
It's not you yet.
Thanks, Jacob. Police have arrested a man suspected of finding a gun outside a Rite Aid in Beverly Hills during a robbery Saturday evening, authorities said. At about 5:35 p.m., an aggressor approached another man on the sidewalk near Rite Aid and demanded the man's property, the BHPD said in a statement. After the robbery occurred, the mugger ran from the scene. He fired at least one round from the gun as he fled, police said. No one was injured by the fire gun or during the robbery. Police established a large perimeter closing portions of Beverly Drive and Dayton Way during the 3-hour search for the suspect. Police found him hiding in a nearby alley around 8:30 p.m. and took him into custody, said BHPD. Now to Mateen.
A Hanukkah extravaganza was hosted by the Beverly Hills High Jewish Club earlier this month. Hundreds of students came and enjoyed traditional Hanukkah donuts and chocolate coins and heard words by Rabbi Danny Lulian. The rabbi related Hanukkah celebration of freedom of oppression and encourages students to appreciate their freedom and choose freedom in all its forms, specifically freedom of peer pressure, a message particularly relevant when peer pressures of drugs and violence are rampant. And now to Alana.
Thanks, Mateen. We had a big last week with open house, as mentioned before, and a basketball away game at Hawthorne and a Samo game away on Friday. But before we got prepared for all of that, did you know that Saturday there was an armed robbery with a shot fired by a suspect? And earlier last week there was a short vehicle pursuit leaving 3 suspects exiting the car and taking off on foot. Well, fortunately, everyone was caught, but it's important to keep up on our local news even after our weekly broadcast. You can get more information from our BHPD 90210 Instagram account. Now to Jonah with some more news.
Thanks, Alana. Yesterday was open house here at Beverly. Every subject in the school shared, including English, Spanish, and even our very own K-Vet, shared what they do with the incoming freshmen. We had a 2-hour live broadcast covering this event with lots of interviews and packages that give you an in-depth look at our campus. Make sure to check it out on YouTube right now. Now let's send it to Noah with Makeup.
This is gaming.
This one. Thanks, Jonah. Has anyone tried the new Conspiracy palette by Jeffree Stars and Sean Dostin? It's absolutely beautiful and has the most glowing shades possible. I've talked about Jeffree Stars' product before and it hasn't failed to disappoint. That's the reason why I don't stop buying this makeup. And it has 18 shades of magenta, turquoise, blue, hot pink, and just every color in the rainbow you could think of. Not only does it have different ups and beautiful colors, but it also is a vegan product and truly cruelty-free. I love this product so much that I decided to buy this conspiracy collection, in which had an 18-shade conspiracy palette, a 9-shade mini controversy palette, 6 lipsticks, 1 clear lip gloss, 2 mirrors, 4 makeup bags, and 2 handbags, 1 Jeffree and Sean tracksuit. Therefore, I highly recommend not only this palette, but also his whole collection if you want to go out or just love this product in general. Now to Jonathan with gaming.
Welcome back to Gaming's Gaming segment. Today's bit of news will be on the announcement of the PS5, or the PlayStation 5. The PS5 was announced at CES 2020. At the event, Sony did not give us any information on the PS5 will look, but they did give us the new logo for the PS5. The logo is really nice, and additionally, the Sony told the public that they were adding a faster storage, ray tracing, and 3D audio sound to the PS5. So, if you enjoyed this week's segment of gaming, let's send it to Grace.
Thanks, Jonathan. Good afternoon, Normans. This week, a popular drug has been recalled due to a cancer-causing chemical was detected. The generic name for the drug, Zantac. The recalls have been issued after the FDA detected the cancer-causing chemical in several brand name and generic heartburn medications. The medication may contain a cancer-causing chemical that's already been detected in certain blood pressure medications. The Food and Drug Administration (FDA) is still investigating whether the chemical is at a high enough level to be a health risk. Now listen back to the anchor.
Akira, thank you for watching this week's Norman News. We will have another one tomorrow. I'm Alana Morgan.
And I'm Jonah Danesh. We will see you
Next
tomorrow.
week. Oh, wait, tomorrow.